Hi everyone, this is Joy with Create It with Joy, and today I have made this really cute card using a ton of Lawn Fawn stamps. I went through my stash and pulled out a ton of the yummy treats and the sweet things from Lawn Fawn. I also wanted to highlight the new Let's Toast Stamp and Die from Lawn Fawn. And so that's what I've done on this card. Also, it is a number 10 sized card, which up until I made it, I had no idea what that was. So I looked that up. The dimensions on that when it's folded for my card is 9 by 4. So I am stamping up all of my images, and I'm using Simon Says Stamp Intense Black ink. It goes great for Copic coloring. So I just went through all of my stamps and thought about all the cute images that I wanted to color. Now I put them, I'm going to have the colors up on the screen. I'm not going to show all of the coloring because it is a lot of coloring, but I am going to show some of it for you guys. So I'm going to turn on some music so you guys can sit back and relax and just enjoy some coloring. Maybe it'll be some good therapy for you today. Who knows? But anyways, so enjoy it, and I will be back in a minute. So I'm going to finish coloring these up, and then I'm going to run these through my die cut machine using the coordinating dies. And if you don't have them, obviously you can hand cut those. So what I've done here is off camera, I laid out my layout, and I am marking where the toaster is going to be, since I am going to be using the pop-up add-on, the pull tab add-on for this from the Let's Toast from Lawn Fawn. So I lined that up, I made little marks, removed all my stuff. Now I am going to use my ruler and make a little line in the center of the toaster, kind of at the top of my paper there. So that way you know where the pull tab is going to be, and also where your little die cut's going to be. So I also marked a little notch at the very top of my toaster. So here is the die cut for the pull tab, and you're going to center that in that line that you drew, and then you're just going to butt it up against your paper, if that makes sense. So that long bar is not on your paper, it's just butted up next to it. I'm going to stick that down. I use painter's tape, you guys, because I'm always painting something, so that's what I have around. Now here's the little die cut piece, and I'm going to line that up right below that little notch that I made above, and right in line with that center line. And then I'm going to run this through my die cut machine. Pull that off, and now you can see we have the little tab cut, and you'll see the little notch cut out so that we could stick in our little pull tab piece. And when you put your toaster over it, it's gone, erasing all the little pencil lines that I had, so mark them lightly. Now this is the die piece that opens up on your toaster, that has the opening so it can slide up freely, and that's different than if you just had the cut piece for your, if it wasn't movable, for your little piece of toast or whatever to stick in there. So now I went through this stamp set, and I cannot remember which one it is, but it has some sprinkles, and it has like this little, and then another set had like a little star thing. So I went through a ton of colors. I used Lawn Fawn's Peach Fuzz, Ballet Slippers, and Minty Fresh, and I wanted to make my own background, and I probably did it about 2/3 of the card. I did not do it at the bottom, I didn't want any of that, but I kind of made my own pattern paper, and it's really light and soft, which is what I wanted. I didn't want anything standing out because all my images are so colorful. So I'm just stamping these all over the place. Okay, so now we are going to cut out, I die cut the pull tab add-on, and you're going to see that there's score lines, and what you're going to do is first fold in on the first score line, and then on that same little piece fold back out on the second score line. And you're gonna, I used my fingernail, but you could use a bone folder. So you're gonna do the same thing on the other side. You're gonna fold in on the first score line, and then fold out on the second score line. Make sure the edges are really nice and sharp. Like I said, use your bone folder. I used my fingernail because it works good. And then those two pieces will come together and meet in the middle once they are both folded. So fold in and then out, in and then out. Really, it's super simple, you guys. If I can do it, you can do it. So now that's done. Make sure they're kind of lined up in the center. I think my one got a little folded wonky, but it is not that big of a deal. It gets fixed. So that part is done. And then you pinch those two pieces together, and you're going to go through the back of your paper and slide that through, and then open those up. I think this is one of the simplest movable, interactive kind of things. And then it just slides up and down. Super easy, you guys. So I'm gonna put that aside. And then you've got this piece here, and this is like the track that goes on the back of your card, and this also has 3 score marks that you are going to fold on. You have a little tab and a bigger tab, and fold both of those in. This goes on the back of your card. You are going to add adhesive to the center piece of this, which I will show you in just a minute. And definitely take your bone folder to this as well, and get a nice, good, sharp score line. And I am not doing what I'm telling you guys to do because, you know, that's how we do things sometimes. So I'm getting my bone folder because I realized I really need it for this piece. Make a nice sharp edge. We're going to flip over the card. Oh, nope, not yet. Sorry. Excuse me. Last piece that we're going to fold over. This is the tab that you adhere to the top. So fold that, score it. And this is the part. So and it has a cute little cutout arrow. So your recipient knows that you're supposed to pull upwards or sideways or however you have your cute card. Okay, so now this is flipped over and I'm going to add adhesive to that center piece of the track. And you can use any kind of adhesive that you want. I'm just using a tape runner. Then you're going to slide it underneath, adhesive side down, right below that notch that you cut out already. Make sure your pull tab is nice and straight and then adhere that down. Then you're going to fold your two pieces over. You want the small tab on top. Now, I kind of did this backwards. I added the adhesive to that first piece that I folded over. Just add it to your tiny piece that you're going to fold over because then I had to use my anti-static tool to take the sticky off. But live and learn. So see how that works? And that track just keeps your pull tab straight so you don't have to put any foam tape next to it. So now you flip it back over, those little front tabs, you add some adhesive, stick your little piece of toast, or I'm using a Pop-Tart, and you line it up at the top to the top of that pull tab. Then you take the toaster, add a little bit of foam tape, only add it on the sides so it does not get in the way of you pulling this up. Slide that through, have your Pop-Tart or whatever down in the bottom position when you put your toaster on top, and then pull it up. Trim this off when it's in the down position, and then here I'm going to add my little pull tab. I used liquid glue on this just so I could have a little bit of wiggle room to get it into the right place. So stick that down, and I cut that out of Simon Says Stamp Mint cardstock because I'm using a background piece. Excuse me. I added foam tape to the back of my piece, stuck that down on my card base, which is the Simon Says Stamp Mint cardstock. And now I'm going to put this card together. Now, when I had laid it out originally, you guys, I took a picture of it with my phone because I don't know about you, but I was not going to remember where and what, and I really liked the layout. So I had my phone off to the side and I was checking everything out. So I'm adhering some of these with Ranger Multimedia Matte, and then some of them I am putting up on foam tape. This layout, like I said at the beginning of the video, I really wanted to get together all of Lawn Fawn's sweet things. And I know that there's more stamps of sweet stuff. Afterwards, I thought, oh gosh, I had a s'more one. I could have put a s'more on here. But anyways, this turned out really cute. And with all the colors, you know, when I was doing my layout, I tried to make sure that I had a couple colors, a couple images in each color, and then make sure that that's spread out over your design. So visually, it's appealing. You don't want to have all of one color on one side. It will make your image look lopsided, and nobody wants that. So I liked all these soft colors that I used, but then throwing in some pops of red really bring it to life. I really, really love how this card turned out. It was a lot of work. It was a long time of coloring, die cutting. Oh my gosh, I swear that took me forever. And maybe it was just me. Maybe I'm slow. I don't know. But so worth it. This card is so worth it. I have another one that's coming up to you guys that I did that, but I think now I have my fill of these big number 10 sized cards. So finish sticking these cute little guys on. Like I said, some of them are popped up on foam tape, so you have some dimension. Some of them aren't. I really, really love how this turned out. Super cute. So now I'm going to take the little faces, and in the Let's Toast stamp die, they have different size faces, and I thought, how darling. I did not want faces on all of my images, so I just picked a few images and put different faces on those guys. I wanted some of them smiling, some of them not, and I like how that turned out. So now I took my sentiment. Part of it is from the Let's Toast, and part of it I think is from Sweetest flavor. And so I liked where it says popping up to say, and I liked that above the toaster. So even when you pull your thing up and you don't see it, that really stood out to me. Stamped that in Simon Says Stamp Intense Black ink. And then also You're the Sweetest, I lined that up. That is also in Simon Says Stamp Intense Black ink. What I did next for the word sweetest, I originally stamped, and I left it in here, I stamped it in Lawn Fawn's Minty Fresh, which I think is absolutely gorgeous ink. I did not like how it looked on this card. It didn't pop and stand out, so I ended up using Lawn Fawn's Lobster ink. So here I'm just kind of like, oh, you just kind of don't notice it, you know? So grabbed that lobster ink, stamped it. I love how it turned out. I took my gray marker and just added a little bit of shadowing underneath the images. Took my white gel pen, of course, adding some highlights to pretty much most of the images, and then I'm also taking my black glaze pen and a fine tip black pen to the faces to make sure those pop nice and good. Darken up some of those, the little eyes. Some of them have little eyelashes. I mean, super cute faces, you guys. But I was pretty minimal on the white highlights this time. Sometimes I go pretty heavy, but this time was a little light-handed, but it really makes these images pop and look shiny and cute, and I love how it looks, you guys. Lawn Fawn has really great, cute images. I'm totally in love with this card. And this would be a great birthday card. I mean, really, this could be for anything. So there's the black glaze pen on the faces. Here's my fine tip black pen. I couldn't even tell you where I've had that pen forever. Just darkening up those spots. Then I am taking Ranger's Glossy Accents and adding it to my cherries because those needed to be shiny, and also to the pat of butter and to the stick of butter. And then I did it to that little shaker jar on the right side of the card. And then I am taking Nuvo glitter drops and White Blizzard and adding that to the whipped cream on the cups of yumminess. I mean, I imagine hot chocolate, that's just me. And look at that. And it pops up so cute. And we're so done. I am in love. Thank you guys so much for watching this card video. I appreciate your support. All the supplies that I used are listed below in the description. If you liked what you've seen, please thumbs up and subscribe, and please leave me comments. I really do love them, you guys. You bless me every single day, and I will be back here real shortly with another really cute card video. Thanks again. Bye.